Life has many passages that transition from one period to another, often marked by ceremonies that have evolved over hundreds and hundreds of years. Commencement is one such passage, with its special regalia and traditions, marking for the graduates the successful conclusion of a period of study and the beginning of a new phase in their working lives. Today, we honor their effort and achievement. It is my great pleasure to present them to you, the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus, class of 2022. Please stand as you are able for the presentation of the colors by the University Police Department Honor Guard and the playing of the national anthem. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you Chancellor Don Ellman.
Thank you, Marshal Druck. I would like to add my welcome, particularly to the families of our students who are graduating today. We acknowledge you, we honor you for your very important role in producing the people that we see before us today. Commencements are a wonderful time. They're the highlight, obviously, of the academic year, but I think more importantly, they're the highlight of a lot of work and a lot of effort by everybody here. It's a time for faculty and staff to reflect on their accomplishment in educating our students to be outstanding citizens of the community, the nation, and the world. It's a distinct privilege for me to be a part of this important time-honored ceremony at this great university. More than the reflection opportunities that Commencement awards our faculty and staff, it is obviously a particularly meaningful moment for our graduating students. To you students, I would like to recognize that today is the culmination of many years of hard work, dedication, and sacrifice as you prepared yourselves for your chosen health professions. We look to you to be the vanguard of healthcare by coupling the knowledge and experience you gained here with your wisdom, compassion, leadership, and commitment to improving the lives of all of those you will serve. As you embark on your careers, we celebrate your accomplishments with you and hope you will remain lifelong learners, healers, and pioneering leaders in healthcare and in medicine. We welcome you to the family of the University of Colorado alumni and hope that the educational foundation and the personal relationships that you've built here will serve you well as you pursue your dreams. Before going any further, I'd like to humbly acknowledge that the University of Colorado Anschutz Medical Campus is located on the traditional and contemporary homelands of Indigenous peoples. Our campus resides on unceded lands of the Arapaho people, established to the Treaty of Fort Laramie in 1851. We recognize the enduring presence of more than 40,000 Indigenous peoples in the greater Denver area. The sprawling urban American Indian and Alaskan Native presence in Denver consists of other tribes native to Colorado, such as Arapaho, Comanche, Shoshone, and Ute community members, yet is now also home to numerous other Indigenous peoples from many of the 560 plus federally recognized tribes in this country. Together, we acknowledge the history of genocide and ongoing systemic inequities while respecting treaties made on this territory as a step toward reconciliation and strengthening relationships with Indigenous peoples. We give thanks to the past, present, and future stewards of this land and respect all tribal nations' sovereignty and right to self-determination. We recognize the lessons including many medical and public health lessons Indigenous peoples have offered and continue to teach us. Now I would like to introduce additional members of the platform party. Will each person please stand as you are introduced? Audience, please hold your applause until all have been introduced. The Chair of the Board of Regents, Jack Kroll. Regent Kelly Renison. Regent Alana Spiegel. From the Office of the President, Leonard Diniger, Senior Vice President and Chief of Staff. Other senior administrators, Terry Carruthers, Executive Vice Chancellor for Administration and Finance and Chief Financial Officer. Thomas Flagg, Vice Chancellor for Research. Roderick Nairn, Executive Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs. John Riley, Vice Chancellor for Health Affairs and Dean of the School of Medicine. And Regina Richards, Vice Chancellor for Diversity, Equity and Inclusion and Community Engagement. The deans here today, Ralph Altieri, Dean of the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. Martin Dunn, Dean of the College of Engineering, Design and Computing. David Engelke, Dean of the Graduate School. Denise Casabaum, Dean of the School of Dental Medicine. Elias Provencio Vasquez, Dean of the College of Nursing. And Jonathan Samet, Dean of the Colorado School of Public Health. Other members of the commencement delegation are listed on page 1 of the program. You will meet some of them later on in the ceremony. Now, please join me in an enthusiastic welcome for the President of the University of Colorado, Todd Solomon.
Thank you very much, Chancellor Elliman. And what a wonderful day this is. Beautiful, beautiful day. And good morning to our graduates. So you all look amazing. You are the future of healthcare. You are the future of research. Some of you will change the world. Many of you will save lives. All of you are so very, very needed right now. Thank you for the sacrifices you've made and will continue to make. You've worked so hard to reach this moment, and I congratulate you. I suspect your journey to today wasn't a solo trek. I'm sure you had many people supporting you and encouraging you along the way. Please take time today to thank those who helped you reach your destination. I don't think I need to tell you that you've chosen challenging paths. Whether today marks the end of your formal education or you have several more years of training, one thing is clear. You have arrived. I can't tell you how much I and all of society appreciate the path you've chosen. As the saying goes, medical and public health professions are a calling, and you are answering that call. You will have opportunities to make a difference, many of them. Many of you already have. In the months and years ahead, remember that you have a great institution behind you. CU's faculty, staff, and alumni have your back. We are counting on you, but you can count on us as well. I never imagined I'd be speaking to you today as president of my alma mater, now your alma mater. My trajectory from CU student to CU president resulted from what I learned at CU, my experiences on campus, and the wonderful, wonderful people I met along the way. When I was a student and people asked me what I wanted to do with my life, my answer was simple. I wanted to make the world a better place. That's still my answer today. And if I had to guess, I'd say many of you probably have a similar answer. But as you well know, making the world a better place can seem really daunting at times. Our constantly shifting world requires us to constantly adapt. That means we must be nimble and pragmatic while remaining grounded in our sense of self and leaning on the tools we've acquired along the way. You've already proven that you're up to the task. To get here, you've shown that you're not afraid of hard work and long hours. You're able to navigate uncertainty. You've been challenged and tested in ways no one anticipated. You're leaving CU with all the considerable skills and know-how the university can provide. I also urge you to cultivate those essential traits that are often in short supply in today's world: compassion, caring, and empathy. They will serve you well and help you serve others. But there's plenty of time to think about tomorrow. Today is a day to celebrate. This is your moment. Enjoy it, savor it, be proud of what you've achieved, where you are, and who you've become. My CU education has served me well. I know yours will too. You've got important work to do, and you're ready for it. I celebrate your achievement, your commitment to yourselves, and your journey from CU students to CU alumni. I can't wait to see what you'll bring to our communities and the world. These days, people often speak of transformational change. Well, it turns out you are that transformation. You are the future. And congratulations to these wonderful graduates. Thank you.
University of Colorado and Anschutz Medical Campus honors and awards will now be presented. The complete texts of the awardee citations appear in the program. Regent Renison, will you please escort Lyda Ludeman to the front of the platform?
Lyda Ludeman, through her generosity and commitment to the Center for Women's Health Research at the University of Colorado School of Medicine, has helped to improve the health of women and families around the world. Ms. Ludeman cultivated her passion for science and technology during a successful 25-year career with IBM. As a system engineer in the early 1970s, she worked closely with hospitals to install hardware and healthcare software to improve the management of operations. After moving to Denver, when she retired, Ms. Ludeman became a volunteer with the Colorado chapter of the Achievement Rewards for College Students, or ARCS Foundation, which funds undergraduate and graduate students pursuing research careers in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Through ARCS, Ms. Ludeman met Dr. Judith Regensteiner, director of the Center for Women's Health Research, and that connection sparked Ms. Ludeman's support of the center's innovative and life-saving discoveries in women's health and sex differences. As a philanthropic partner to the center, Ms. Ludeman supports junior researchers whose work is breaking barriers and pushing women's health to the forefront of medicine. In May 2021, the center was renamed the Ludeman Family Center for Women's Health Research. In September, an endowed chair supporting bioinformatics research was established at the center in honor of Ms. Ludeman's late mother. It is with tremendous appreciation and recognition of her continuing support that the University of Colorado awards Lyda Ludeman the Honorary Doctor of Science degree. Her impact and generosity have left an indelible mark on the university, on Colorado, and beyond.
Upon the recommendation of the Board of Regents and by the authority vested in me by the Regents, I hereby confer on Lyda Ludeman the degree Doctor of Science honoris causa.
Regent Spiegel, will you please escort Nancy Gary to the front of the platform?
Always ahead of her time, Nancy Gary, PhD, PsyD, has pioneered revolutionary programs over the past 40 years to improve the lives of young children and their families. Nancy Gary, an honorary degree. She represents the best of what we can be and serves as an inspiring role model.
Upon the recommendation of the Board of Regents and by the authority vested in me by the Regents, I hereby confer on Nancy Gary the degree Doctor of Humane Letters honoris causa.
Regent Kroll, will you please escort Karen Zink to the front of the platform?
Many women in Southwest Colorado have Karen Zink, CNP, MS, to thank for providing medical care that wouldn't have been available without her. Ms. Zink, who earned a master's degree from the College of Nursing in 1987, is the founder of the Durango-based Southwest Women's Health Associates, one of the only clinics in the area offering primary and preventative care for women. When it opened, the clinic was only the second in the United States staffed entirely by nurse practitioners. Ms. Zink worked with the Colorado Nurses Association to bring full practice authority to nurse practitioners and served on congressional committees to ensure that licensed nurse practitioners can provide healthcare services independently. She understood that for many rural Coloradans, nurse practitioners could be a solution to the state's healthcare provider shortage. Ms. Zink mentors CU nursing students to ensure there is a pipeline of new nurses focused on community medicine and rural populations. Ms. Zink's interest in nursing was inspired by her mother, who helped her set up the first emergency department at Mercy Hospital in Durango. At the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, when the Durango community suffered a shortage of personal protective equipment, Ms. Zink acquired vital safety gear from overseas. As soon as vaccines became available, she created a rollout plan so that the residents of Durango had easy and equitable access to those vaccines. For her innovative leadership in Colorado healthcare, the Board of Regents is pleased to award the Distinguished Service Award to Karen Zink.
Regent Spiegel, will you please escort Bonnie Camp to the front of the platform?
Thousands of children who grew up in Denver have benefited from the groundbreaking work of Bonnie W. Camp, MD, PhD, Professor Emeritus of Pediatrics and Psychiatry. With extensive research on early childhood development, Dr. Camp created materials used in the Bright by 3 program, which emphasizes the importance for parents to talk with, read to, and play with their children every day. More than 17,000 Colorado families have used Dr. Camp's materials. Dr. Camp also developed a program called Think Aloud, which helps elementary school children with poor impulse control. The Think Aloud program was successfully implemented in Denver Public Schools. Dr. Camp's research also helped validate and refine the Denver Developmental Screening Test, which led to widespread introduction of developmental screening into pediatric practice. These are highlights of a pioneering career in pediatric medicine, early childhood development, and child mental health. Dr. Camp has also been a pioneer for women in medicine. As a member of the School of Medicine class of 1965, fewer than 10% of her classmates were women. When she joined the School of Medicine pediatric faculty, even fewer of her faculty colleagues were women. To keep alive the memory of challenges faced by pioneering women in medicine, she led efforts to establish visiting professorships honoring the achievements of women medical faculty. For her tireless dedication to the health and well-being of children and parents, as well as her service and leadership in the CU School of Medicine and ceaseless support of women in medicine, the Board of Regents is pleased to award the University Medal to Dr. Camp.
A second university medal will be presented to William Weston. Unfortunately, Dr. Weston is not able to be here today to accept the award in person. Life flight takes precedence over graduation. His daughter, Betsy Nugent, will accept the award on his behalf. Regent Renison will read the citation. Ms. Nugent, will you please come to the stage and join Regent Renison?
Let's give it a second there. William Weston, MD, Professor Emeritus of Dermatology since 2006, spent most of his 40-year career at the School of Medicine. Throughout his career, Dr. Weston has made outstanding contributions to the CU Anschutz Medical Campus and to the field of dermatology. He earned his medical degree from the School of Medicine in 1965 and interned in the Department of Pediatrics. After completing 3 residency programs, Dr. Weston entered the School of Medicine's graduate program in microbiology and completed a fellowship in immunodermatology. He joined the School of Medicine faculty in 1972 and was instrumental in founding the section of pediatric dermatology, which he led until 2005. Dr. Weston was chair of the Department of Dermatology from 1976 to 2001 and started a clinic for children with the rare genetic skin epidermolysis bullosa. I'm sorry. Dr. Weston helped start the journal Pediatric Dermatology and was editor-in-chief of Current Problems in Dermatology while serving as an editor of the Journal of Investigative Dermatology. He was the author of 353 publications, and he is still a reviewer for numerous journals. Dr. Weston led the Society for Pediatric Dermatology and was honored by the American Academy of Pediatrics for his lifetime accomplishments. CU honors include the Florence Rena Sabin Award for service as a medical educator and public health advocate, and the CU Department of Pediatrics Career Teaching Scholar Award. The Board of Regents is pleased to award Dr. Weston, who is watching remotely today, the University Medal in recognition of his enduring contributions at CU Anschutz Medical Campus.
Executive Vice Chancellor Nairn, will you please escort Lori Sussel to the front of the platform?
Lori Sussel, PhD, has made extraordinary contributions to the University of Colorado that inspire, expand, and improve the work of her colleagues. Dr. Sussel is a professor of pediatrics and cell and developmental biology at the School of Medicine, director of basic and translational research at the Barbara Davis Center for Diabetes, and associate vice chancellor for basic science research on the Anschutz Medical Campus. She is also the inaugural recipient of the Sissel and Finlow Family Endowed Chair. Dr. Sussel was a CU School of Medicine faculty member from 1999 to 2007, was recruited to Columbia University and returned to the School of Medicine in 2016. Since then, she has emerged as an effective, visionary, and dynamic academic leader while remaining a productive scientist. In her specialty area, Dr. Sussel built bridges and led the effort for the campus to once again be recognized by the NIH as a diabetes research center. At the beginning of the pandemic, Dr. Sussel served as a COVID official and as a faculty advisor to faculty and campus leadership. She provided a solutions-oriented approach that helped bring researchers back to their laboratories in a safe and productive environment. Building on that experience, she became Associate Vice Chancellor for Basic Science Research. In that role, she's helped implement an initiative linking researchers on the Anschutz and Boulder campuses. She also has helped develop a campus program to provide support for multi-investigator grants. A valued colleague, thoughtful designer of academic programs, and accomplished problem solver, Dr. Sussel is an outstanding recipient of the Joseph Addison Sewell Award for her exceptional contributions of leadership and vision to the health sciences.
The President's Awards for Excellence in Teaching will now be presented. Graduating students in each of the major professional degree programs were invited to select a faculty member for this award. Will the recipients of the 2022 President's Excellence in Teaching Award please come to the top of the East Ramp and remain there until your name is called. President Solomon will present the awards.
Okay. So I think I will just. On behalf of the graduating class and by the authorization of the Anschutz Medical Campus Faculty Assembly, I present the 2022 President's Awards for Teaching Excellence to the following faculty members.
Tess Jones is the recipient from the School of Medicine. Virginia Visconti is the recipient from the Colorado School of Public Health. Thomas Greeny is the recipient from the School of Dental Medicine. We'd also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge Dr. Greeny with his 2020 Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Award, since we did not hold an in-person ceremony that year. Teresa Connolly is the recipient from the College of Nursing, and Ty Kaiser is the recipient from the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. Unfortunately, neither could be here today to accept their awards in person. Due to the pandemic, we are unable to present the 2020 and 2021 President's Excellence in Teaching Awards. 5 honorees are in attendance at today's ceremony, and I'd like to invite them to the stage at this time to receive their awards. Emanuela Carlson and James Delap from the School of Dental Medicine, Deb Seymour from the School of Medicine, Tammy Spencer from the College of Nursing. I miscounted. Additional winners of Excellence in Teaching Awards. I'm going to wait for them to get up here. Let's do that first. Additional winners of Excellence in Teaching Awards from 2020 and 2021 who are not present at today's ceremony are Molly Lamb from the Colorado School of Public Health, Nicole Zender from the School of Medicine, Michaela Lewis from the College of Nursing, Megan Jeffries from the Skaggs School of Pharmacy, and Glenn Mays from the Colorado School of Public Health. Congratulations to all. The Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Awards will now be presented. Students in the graduate school and the schools of medicine, dental medicine, and pharmacy, the College of Nursing, and the Colorado School of Public Health were invited to select faculty members who have demonstrated commitment to providing students with a high-quality learning experience, maintaining high standards for course content and student performance, and possessing personal attributes that make the faculty member an effective role model. Will the recipients of the Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Award please come to the top of the East Ramp and remain there until your name is called. Chancellor Elliman will present the awards.
On behalf of the students and by the authorization of the Student Senate, Faculty Assembly, and Administration, I present the 2022 Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Awards to the following faculty members.
David Gonzalo is the recipient from the School of Dental Medicine. Joanne Crownover is the recipient from the College of Nursing. Of note, Dr. Crownover was chosen to receive this award in 2021 as well. She will be presented with both awards. Joseph Brzezinski is the recipient from the graduate school. Elizabeth Greenwell is the recipient from the School of Public Health. Maurice Scotty Scott is the recipient from the School of Medicine, and Joseph Sassine is the recipient from the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences. All send their regrets that they are unable to be here today to accept their awards in person. There are 7 recipients of the Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Award from 2020 and 2021 here today who have yet to receive their awards because of the pandemic. I'd like to invite them to the stage at this time. Robert Scheinman and David Thompson from the Skaggs School of Pharmacy. Joseph Parsons from the School of Dental Medicine. Jennifer Adams from the School of Medicine. Katarina Kekries and Chelsea Lohman Bonfiglio from the Graduate School, and Wei Perm from the Colorado School of Public Health. Please join me in congratulating them. The 2020 and 2021 Chancellor's Teaching Recognition Awardees who are not present at today's ceremony are Marcelo Perillon from the Colorado School of Public Health and JJ Cohen from the School of Medicine, who passed away this year and has left a void in the school. The degrees will now be conferred on the graduating classes. As each class is announced, will the members please rise and remain standing while you are presented by your dean to Chancellor Elliman and while the degree is conferred. The student who is to receive the diploma on behalf of their class should come forward to this side of the platform as soon as the degree is announced and come up on stage upon hearing their name. Will the candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing please stand? The degree will be presented by Dean Provencio Vasquez.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Dean Provencio Vasquez, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Bachelor of Science in Nursing.
Receiving the diploma on behalf of the class will be Elizabeth Phelps and Upasana Nepal. The baccalaureate nursing graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Masters of Science in Nursing please stand? The degree will again be presented by Dean Provencio Vasquez.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Master of Science in Nursing.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Master of Science in Nursing.
Receiving the diploma on behalf of her class will be Crystal Reinick Everett. The Masters of Science in Nursing graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice please rise? Dean Provencio Vasquez will present the degree.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice.
On the recommendation of the faculty of the College of Nursing and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Nursing Practice.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Alex Carmichael Pfeiffer. The Doctor of Nursing Practice graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Public Health please stand? The degree will be presented by Dean Salmon.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Colorado School of Public Health, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Master of Public Health.
Dean Salmon, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Colorado School of Public Health and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Master of Public Health.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Yaji Choi. The Master of Public Health graduates may now be seated. The Doctor of Public Health degree will be presented by Dean Salmon.
Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Colorado School of Public Health, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree Doctor of Public Health.
Dean Salmon, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Colorado School of Public Health, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Public Health.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery please stand? The degree will be presented by Dean Cassabaum.
Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Dental Medicine, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery.
Dean Cassabaum, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Dental Medicine, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Dental Surgery.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Alfred Lee. The Doctor of Dental Surgery graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Physician Assistant Studies please stand? The degree will be presented by Dean Riley.
Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degree Master of Physician Assistant Studies.
Dean Riley, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Master of Physician Assistant Studies.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Jacob Bellender. The Physician Assistant Studies graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Medicine please rise? This degree will be presented by Dean Riley.
Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Medicine.
Dean Riley, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the School of Medicine, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Medicine.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Dorothy Stearns. The Doctor of Medicine graduates may now be seated. The Master of Science in Clinical Pharmacy degree will be presented by Dean Altieri.
Nice to be here. Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, I have the honor to present the candidates for the degree Master of Science in Clinical Pharmacy.
Dean Altieri, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Master of Science in Clinical Pharmacy.
Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Pharmacy now please rise? The degree will be presented by Dean Altieri.
Chancellor Ellerman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Pharmacy.
Dean Altieri, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Skaggs School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Pharmacy.
Receiving the degree on behalf of the class will be Tony Dwong. The Doctor of Pharmacy graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Master of Science please stand? The degree will be presented by Dean Engelke. Receiving the Masters of Science degrees on behalf of their programs will be Jessica McPhee for bioengineering.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the graduate school, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Master of Science.
Dean Engelke, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the graduate school and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Master of Science.
Sorry, Chancellor Elliman, I didn't mean to skip ahead. Receiving the Master's of Science degree on behalf of their program will be Jessica McPhee, bioengineering. Shelby J. Smith, biostatistics. Caleb Miles, biomedical sciences and biotechnology. Mara Kinney, clinical science. Amanda Quinn Peterson, genetic counseling. Amanda Telfer, modern human anatomy. Dora M. Ibarra Miller, palliative care. And Yan Hao Zhang for pharmaceutical science. The Master of Science graduates may now be seated. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy please rise and come to the east side of the stage? The degrees will be presented by Dean Engelke.
Chancellor Elliman, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the graduate school, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy.
Dean Engelke, upon the recommendation of the faculty of the graduate school and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents, I hereby confer the degree Doctor of Philosophy.
The Doctor of Philosophy candidates will now step forward to be hooded as their names are called. Mu Shang Liu Ali Shahi, epidemiology. Chelsea B. Anderson, Rehabilitation Science. Matthew Becker, Neuroscience. Devin Michael Bowe, Immunology. Dustin Brown, Toxicology. Laura Campos, Clinical Science. Suzanne Elizabeth Portright, Nursing. Angela Cruz Hernandez, Toxicology. J. Ann Dulett, Bioengineering. Hector Esquer, Toxicology. Isabel Fernandez, Immunology. Madison Manley Furnish, Pharmacology. Claire Gillette, Molecular Biology. Kelly Higa, Immunology. Ashley Knox, microbiology. Ian Kongsberg, human medical genetics and genomics. Kelsey Owlsley, health services research. David George Ramirez, bioengineering. Stephen Anthony Ramos, molecular biology. Nicole Eugenia Richmond, epidemiology. Justin Tyler Roberts, molecular biology. Urvi Javeri Sangvi, nursing. Ashwini Srihari, toxicology. Ian Stansel, cell biology, stem cells and development. Lydia Sweet, immunology. Dawn Taylor, nursing. Alexandra Theus, cell biology, stem cells and development. Ethan Vanderslice, bioengineering. Kimberly Young Wellman, molecular biology. The Health Sciences Program Spring Commencement Ceremony will soon be coming to a close. During the recessional of the platform party, the faculty, the graduates, and all guests are asked to remain seated. Once concluded, we request the cooperation of all graduates and guests in clearing the entire seating area of the Commons so that preparations can be made for the convocation that follows. It is tradition at the conclusion of this ceremony to read the charge that the late University President George Norlin addressed to the class of 1935. Dr. Norlin was a professor of Greek at CU from 1899 to 1942. For 23 of those years, he served as president of the university, and the library he helped plan during that time now bears his name. While at CU, President Norlin was an eloquent champion of democracy and human equality during a time of serious threat to those principles across the nation and the world. In 1924, the governor of Colorado reportedly took daily orders from the KKK, which controlled the legislature. One of those orders was that President Norlin was to rid the faculty of all Catholics and Jews. Norlin refused, and the university received limited funds that year. In the early 1930s, President Norlin was an early and vocal critic of Hitler's Nazi regime. He devoted his career to two great causes, the life of the mind and the love of this university. His devotion is heard in this 1935 charge to be delivered by Regent Ilana Spiegel, which closes all CU graduations. Will the graduates please stand as you are able?
You are now certified to the world at large as alumni of the university. She is your kindly mother, and you, her cherished sons and daughters. This exercise denotes not your severance from her, but your union with her. Commencement does not mean, as many wrongly think, the breaking of ties and the beginning of a life apart. Rather, it marks your initiation in the fullest sense into the fellowship of the university, as bearers of her torch, as centers of her influence, as promoters of her spirit. The university is not the campus, not the buildings on the campus, not the faculties, not the students of any one time, not one of these or all of them. The university consists of all who come into her and go forth from her halls, who are touched by her influence and who carry on her spirit. Wherever you go, the university goes with you. Wherever you are at work, there is the university at work. What the university purposes to be, what it must always strive to be, is represented on its seal, which is stamped on your diplomas, a lamp in the hands of youth. If its light shines not in you and from you, how great is that darkness? But if it shines in you today and in the thousands before you, who can measure its power? With hope and faith, I welcome you into the fellowship. I bid you farewell, only in the sense that I pray you may fare well. You go forth, but not from us. We remain, but not severed from you. God go with you and be with you and us.